Hello, I'm Beck. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be going over how I did my bullet journal spreads for August. Now, I have a bit of a sketchbook that is also a bullet journal, which you're seeing right now. These are obviously not the spreads. This is where I like to do scribbles and test out what kind of colors I want to use, what works, what doesn't work. If I want to try out a new layout rather than just like what kind of doodles would work. I was trying to go for like a plum color because in my mind August, I have different months that have a specific color to them, and August feels like a red wine kind of plum color. I drew that little guy and I really want to put him in a different spread, but it didn't feel right for this one. Ultimately, because my current bullet journal is blue, I decided to move away from the color that I feel like autumn has to be and just lean into something that works a little bit better with the blue book and spreads. I was feeling very uninspired at this time and really just wanted to get it done. Like I needed to write things into this calendar. I needed to have the spreads done so that I could start like adding in events that I'd made plans for. And yeah, I got frustrated with my sketchbook and decided to just do the stuff in pencil, like you're seeing, that needs to be there. So regardless of what the theme is going to be, I needed to have my layouts sort of done. The main page with the full calendar is easy because I do the same layout for that every time and just have like decorative things around it. But I've been trying to figure out a different way to have the same information on my daily spreads without it like not taking up so much room, but I just wanted to change it up and have it be kind of different but still functioning in exactly the same way. So this is where I'm experimenting with my pencil. As you can see, it all gets erased. I sort of run out of room for putting things. I wanted to really feature not just the weather but the moon phase and have the highs and lows be reflective of like the high is in the middle of the day and the low is in the middle of the night. But I didn't want to leave out anything like making notes about my health or making notes about like what kind of activity I'd done. I've experimented with like keeping my to-do list separate to my media watched list, but I find that when I don't have them separate, I forget to take notes about like what I've been watching, and I like to look back and see like, oh, did we watch season 1 of this thing, or like where did we get up to with this show? Or even just like looking back and going like, oh, during June we were watching this, or I was reading this book or listening to this. And it just sort of takes me back to certain moments in that time when it's associating with like, I was maybe drawing in my sketchbook while watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds and having a mental image of like what was on the TV and what I was physically doing just helps take me back in time, kind of. It's a fun way to transport myself to the past. I ended up just picking a font that I like. This is where it gets lazy. This is, in my opinion, this is lazy, which to a lot of people, probably that's doing a lot of work. But in my mind, printing out a nice font rather than trying to do it by hand is me like being a lazy person. So I ended up making a lot of stickers for this month because I didn't feel like drawing anything. I wasn't feeling, like I said, inspired to do any sort of original artwork or designs. I even downloaded icons instead of writing out the words for like to do or achievements. I was sort of leaning more towards like having a more positive stance of my list of things I want to get done in a day, or if I have any like events I need to attend. I used a trophy to be like, you did something today, that's an achievement, you should be proud of it, rather than having it be like, this is your homework, you have to get this done, this is a negative thing, because it's like a rule that you have to get this done, and if you don't, then you failed. It's more a case of like, here are some things that you wanted to do today, and it's an achievement if you did any of them, so well done. And then, of course, I have the theatre, the masks of Happy Sad being what kind of media I got into, because it's usually consuming a story, whether it's TV, movies, audiobook, reading a book. Sometimes I'll have like my entertainment being painting something or something like that, but usually I have that under my achievements of like I sketched something to do in a video, or I did a little project, so that's a thing that I did rather than like entertainment that I consumed. I feel like all the icons are fairly self-explanatory, but I did like the way that they came out. I like the way it looked, but when I was sticking them into the book, it did take a really long time. Obviously, writing the word is a lot less fiddly than cutting out a tiny little icon and sticking it in the right place. But sometimes we suffer for our aesthetics. I chose this sort of sage rosemary color because I wanted something a little bit more subdued. The previous month was very sort of bright blues and navies and just very bold colors, and I wanted this month. I wanted August. It's not August yet while I'm recording it, which is why it feels weird. But I wanted my August coloring to be a little bit more calm and just chill. Just chilling all the way out is what I was aiming for August. So you can see I'm using washi tape. I finally got my washi tape in, which means I can peel away the backing, and it's pretty transparent when I stick it down, which is why I end up putting circles behind each of these. If I was using regular sticker paper, I would probably just have them not have a background, or I would have the icons be white, meaning that no ink appears there and they are in a circle themselves, like I would be printing them with circles. But washi tape is fun. And as you can see through the quote-unquote white part of the paper, and that's what I really like about washi tape, in addition to the fact that it's much thinner than a normal sticker paper. This is a secondary thing of me being super lazy. So I still wanted to have some sort of graphics appear on my page, but I didn't want to have to draw them. So I went to FreePic and filtered it to not use AI images because I am against that, and to do free images so that I didn't have to pay for them. And I chose my favorite, like, pictures of beautiful plants. I was going for sort of a herbologist's guide vibe to it, largely because the main color I chose was like greens and sages and something that reminds me of a herb garden. And just stuck them on a piece of paper and printed those out rather than drawing something that I would then, say, put on my Patreon as something that other people could buy because it's my artwork. I'm not doing that with this month because unless somebody wants me to send them the package of like the fonts and the specific flowers that I did, I don't think I would charge for that. I might put it on my Patreon as a free thing that people can download because I don't feel right charging for something that's not my fonts, not my artwork. They're all like Creative Commons, which means I'm not required to like pay anyone to distribute it, but it still doesn't feel right to charge for somebody else's work. So if you want to look for your own free artwork, I recommend FreePic because it's pretty good. Sometimes they will limit how many downloads you can do per day. I think if you sign up for an account, then that doesn't apply, but let me know. They keep changing their policies, so bleh. But here I am just sticking all the stickers in and really just getting it done. You can see from the layout here, I've added a new element, which is to put a quote in every day. I thought it would be a nice way to sort of refocus what I'm doing. Some of the quotes will be positive, some might be negative in a way that's like commentary on humanity, where it sort of feels kind of poignant or deep or something, but like it'll depend. Like I see so many quotes on Pinterest that make me think, but I don't do anything with them other than just save them. But that's my layout. I ended up drawing some little vines on the top because the main page looked a bit blank, but this is it. This is the whole thing, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me set up my August bullet journal. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye!